So I'm on the stair climber trying to get through my 30 minutes, and I'm listening to these TikToks, and I come across something that is just wild and juicy. This woman is talking about her man has a girlfriend, and she says she's been with her man for like 10 years, and she got 3 kids and just had a abortion. But her man goes back and forth between her and his girlfriend. And I was enthralled. I was intrigued. It made me go and find more information. But watch this first video.
Get ready with me to go on a date with my baby daddy while his girlfriend watches the kids. My baby daddy's been living with his girlfriend for a little over a year now, but my youngest child is 7 months old, and it's important to go on dates when you have a newborn. The fact that we're going to be riding around on this date in the car wrapped with a picture of him and his girlfriend is just crazy work. His girlfriend is pretty much like, well, girl, since you went ahead and got that abortion, I guess y'all can go on a date. And I know a lot of y'all are going to say, well, why are you having babies with this man if you're just going to have an abortion? I decided to have an abortion because you can only claim up to 3 kids on income taxes, and I'm already maxed out. After Sierra's coma and she got that $1 million lawsuit, it has really been a blessing to me and my family. I'm so grateful for everything that my baby daddy has done for us. And once her lawsuit money runs out, of course he's going to come home and be with his family again. The past year of him living with Sierra has actually been a blessing. I haven't had to do his laundry. I haven't had to drive him around. I haven't had to make sure that he eats breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Anyways, friend, this whole video was satire, so if you've watched it this long, you might as well hit the follow button and join me on my live while I finish straightening my hair. Story time on how I ended up with 3 kids by a man who lived with his girlfriend. I met my baby daddy 11 years ago. 11 years ago, he did not live with his girlfriend. I went to prison back in 2018. At that time, we were together. While I was in prison, on a certain site, if you know what Backpage is, he met his girlfriend. So as soon as I came home from prison, I ended up getting pregnant with my first son, who's now 5 years old. When I was about 4 months pregnant, I found out about who we now call sister wife. Happens to be that she was pregnant too, and she decided to get an abortion. When my son was born, me and my baby daddy were together like normal. Sierra was not a part of the picture. There was no infidelity issues, but our relationship wasn't perfect. We had other issues. So we broke up. Every time we broke up, he would go right to Sierra's house and she would be waiting on him hand and foot. We ended up getting back together because I was pregnant with our second child, which is now 4 years old, and her name is Josiah. Once again, we're living together, we're in a relationship. Sierra is not in the picture, and we have 2 kids. Y'all, we start arguing, and you know what happens. I tell him he gotta go. Where does he go? Right to Sierra house. So at some point, me and my baby daddy are still communicating. We have 2 small children together. And I kind of feel like he's not all in, not all invested. So I get to doing my little FBI little research, and I find out that he called himself moving into sister wife house. So he would be at sister wife's house Monday through Friday, telling me he was at a friend's house for work, and he would come over on the weekends and be with his kids. As soon as I found out that he was living at sister wife's house, I got in my car and I drove over there, knocked on her door. She packed up his things. I put them in the car and I took my baby daddy back home. And once again, we was together. Just to keep a long story short, that happened like maybe 3 or 4 times. I literally drove to sister's wife's house, picked up my baby daddy, and he left her. And we continued on our relationship. He only goes over there after we break up. So no, he's not cheating on me. But she's always lingering in the sidelines, like waiting for us to break up. So then it comes to my attention that my baby daddy is battling some bigger demons. That'll be his story to tell. So our final argument, which is a story time on its own, was really bad, and we ended up going our separate ways once again. So now fast forward and we're not together, and a year goes by, and I don't know, we decide that we're going to start communicating again. When we start communicating, he informs me that he's, living with Sierra and that they're in a relationship and he wants to explore that and see how it goes. And I'm like, all right, cool. You can do that. I don't think that our relationship, is like we still had things we needed to work on. So I don't think we should go back to that either. But we should definitely work on our communication. And so that's what we do. And then you guys see the whole theory was born. Let me ask my baby daddy's girlfriend, does she want to be in a poly relationship? So, of course, she says no. She doesn't want to be in a poly relationship. She thinks she's enough woman for my baby daddy on her own. And I'm like, oh, okay, then. So I'm not going to let that stop me from, talking to my own baby daddy. So I continue on with my relationship with my baby daddy. He's continuing to live with sister wife because that's what's working out for us. And we exchange the kids on Mondays. So on Mondays, he usually would come inside and play with his kids while sister wife would sit outside in the car about 45 minutes. And after a couple of Mondays, your girl ended up pregnant. I let him know that I was pregnant and he decided, okay, I'm going to pack my things and I'm going to move back in. When he did this, some of the old problems we were having were still there. And of course, we ended up in an argument, which ended up in a domestic dispute, which ended up with him going to jail. Again, that's a whole nother story time on its own. Sister wife bonded him out of jail, and then we weren't talking for a while. We actually ended up linking up on his birthday, and we both ended up in jail again. That's another story time on its own. Anywho, fast forward to now I'm having the baby. He still lived with sister wife my entire pregnancy. I actually moved down south, which was 4 hours away from him. And that's where I ended up having the baby. He did make it to the birth of his son. He cut his umbilical cord. He stayed the first night till like 5 o'clock in the morning. During the time that he was in there, birth, labor, and him spending time with his son, sister wife was downstairs sitting in the damn car. Anyway, so like I said, he leaves at 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't see him the next day. Then, damn, I can't open this shit. He comes back the day that we're discharged to sign his son's birth certificate. He's running mad late because he says he keeps arguing with Sierra. He pulls up and I'm like, yo, you got to take me home from here. And he's like, what you mean I got to take you home? I didn't know how to take you home. I was like, well, I figured you was going to want to see your baby meet the other two kids for the first time. So I thought it wouldn't be an issue for you to take me home. And at this point, he's like, oh, well, Sierra's in the car. And I'm like, what? Like, why is she even here? And so that is what led up to the video that you guys see. I hope that this video answers a lot of your questions. If it doesn't, leave some questions in the comments and I will answer them, you guys. But I love you guys. And OG Nana gang, I love y'all.
So then after I watched that first video, I was like, I need to know more. How did we get to this point where this woman is perfectly fine with her man having a girlfriend who they split time with? I did. How do you get to that point where you're perfectly fine with your man having a girlfriend? And there's all these there's kids involved, and this just seems quite messy. Everything doesn't have to be everything doesn't have to be super serious. Today we are, we're going just gossipy today. This is purely entertainment purposes, but this content creator summed it all up for us. So I didn't have to go and watch a bunch of different videos to get to the crux of the issue. So watch this content creator break it down.
Tea time. Did you hear the story about the woman who gave birth and then her baby daddy picked her up from the hospital with his girlfriend in the car? This woman's name is Briana, and she has 3 kids by her baby daddy. But he has a girlfriend named Sierra that he's completely devoted to and living with. But Briana says that her baby daddy's coming home soon. So let me tell you how this situation ended up where he's picking her up with his girlfriend Sierra in the car. So this is Briana, and this is Briana's baby daddy, and this is Briana's baby daddy, and that is Sierra. Briana calls Sierra her sister wife, but Sierra doesn't like that title. So what had happened was Briana met her baby daddy a very long time ago. Then Briana went to prison, And while she was in prison, Briana's baby daddy met Sierra on the back pages. So he had to have a little fun with her while Briana was gone. When Briana got out of prison, her and baby daddy got back together. They produced baby number 1. But Briana's baby daddy was still messing with Sierra. So every time Briana would get in a fight with baby daddy, she would pack his stuff up and kick him out. And he would go right back over there to Sierra's house and she would let him in. When Briana wanted him back, she would drive over to Sierra's house, honk the horn. Sierra would pack up all his stuff and put it in her car, and she would take her baby daddy back home. Briana says she asked Sierra if she wanted to be in a polyamorous relationship, and Sierra says no, she wanted baby daddy all to herself. But Briana was like, that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna always be messing with him. That's my man. That's my baby daddy. And that's exactly what happened.
I have no beef with Sister Wife. Sister Wife is helping our man become a better man. And in turn of her helping our man become a better man, he's a better father to my kids, you know? A better husband to me.
Baby daddy was able to go back and forth between Briana and Sierra, back and forth, over and over again. But Briana was the only one having the children. Briana had 1 child, 2 children, and then Sierra was getting fed up. Briana's baby daddy told Briana, look, we got to stop this. I'm not coming back over here anymore. I'm going to do things right. I'm going to do things serious with Sierra. And Briana was like, okay. Since they already had 2 children, they would do the children's pickup at Briana's house. Baby daddy would drive to Briana's house, then come upstairs for about 45 minutes to an hour to play with the kids before he took them back to his house. And he would leave Sierra waiting in the car. Well, after a few of these Monday drop-offs, of course, Briana gets pregnant. Sierra's mad, but she's still like, that's my man and I'm sticking by him. So Briana goes through her pregnancy pretty much by herself. She ends up moving away so that she can focus on her health of her child. And the day she gives birth, the baby daddy shows up. He's there for the delivery. He cuts the cord and then he disappears. He shows back up on the day she's discharged because he wants to sign the birth certificate. And Briana says to him, well, you know, you need to take me and the baby home. And he's like, I didn't know I had to do that. And she says, yes, don't you want to see all your kids together for the first time? And he's like, but Sierra's in the car. So the whole time he had been visiting with her, having her baby, Sierra's been sitting downstairs in the car. So that's how we got that viral video. But what's next for Briana and her baby daddy? Well, Briana firmly believes baby daddy's coming home.
He said that he wanted me to show him that I was ready for him to come home, and that I'm not going to kick him out this time. So he's got this thing going on, and he has X's for bad days and checks for good days. And he's trying to keep track over the next 30 days within our relationship, how many good days we have and how many bad days we have. But I definitely think it's getting closer to that time where he's going to come back home. So I'm going to go ahead and start preparing by getting his clothes ready, getting his hygiene, making sure I have his favorite snacks. Just really wanted to feel like home when he walks through the door. I even put our pictures back up. Just so just little stuff. It's like picking up your man from prison, I'm so excited.
Now the internet's going crazy trying to figure out who's the side chick here. Is it Briana who's having all of the babies while her baby daddy lives with another woman? Or is it the other woman who keeps allowing her baby daddy to get his baby mama pregnant over and over again? What do you think? And do you think Briana's baby daddy's ever gonna come home? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T. Follow for more.
And then a few days ago, I was tagged in this other video, and I have no idea who these people are, because on the video they didn't say the names or anything of these people, and it's not here in the United States. I couldn't just find it. But I need to know how this woman got to this point where she was perfectly fine with stabbing her husband a few times and then almost getting upset because the emergency people were about to come in and save him. She's like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all have got to see this video too. It has nothing to do with those other videos. Though it has nothing to do with that. Y'all just needed to see this as well. So I'm just combining them.
And are you with him now? Well, I might just go and stab him again, but...
Alright, do not stab him again.
Why?
You with the patient now?
Well, I'm in the lounge and he's in the kitchen bleeding to death with any luck.
Right, madam,
I don't...
how many times have you stabbed him?
I did the once.
You did the once?
And then he said I wouldn't do it again, so I did it twice more.
So, okay. So in total, how many times?
3 times.
3 times, okay.
Oh.
Okay, at this moment in time, okay, if you just listen to my colleague, under arrest suspicion of attempt murder, mate.
Under arrest with suspicion of attempt murder. You do not have to say anything.
Not 11. We got one today.
If you do not mention when questioned anything you later rely on in court, anything you do say may be given in evidence.
I'll go in and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Could I get my coat?
Just bear with me 2 seconds.
In there. I admit it all.
Alright.
Just get them. Alright, I want to go in. Alright.
No,
So-
he's on the kitchen floor.
Can someone just stay with Devon while I go in?
With any luck, they'll be too late.
Right, get the ambulance in. Pronto, we need
Oh,
CPR.
don't. No, please don't.
Yeah, we
I
need the
should have
ambulance in.
stabbed him a bit more.
Okay.
I know what I've done.
All right.
And I know why I've done it. And if I haven't done it properly, I'm really annoyed.
Alright, Penny. I'm further arresting you for murder.
Oh, good.
What do y'all think that man did? What did he do to get to the point where his woman did that? What did he do to where she's like, no, don't go in and save him? Y'all go ahead and brainstorm with me. And if you are from the country and you saw that news, please drop a link, drop some names or something, because I need to know what happened on the back end. Where are they now? Did he survive? Is she in jail? Where are they now? What happened? Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.